Tonight.
For me, it's God, family, and Yahoo in that order.
Yahoo's trailblazing CEO drops a bombshell on employees. No more working from home, period. Plus, big job cuts at Best Buy, and this time they're coming from the top. But first, the husband of a woman gone missing from the Mall of America arrested. 30-year-old Kira Trevino, a store manager at MOA, disappeared on Friday. Her car found in the mall's parking lot on Saturday.
KARE 11's Scott Soroka is live in St. Paul, where she's living or was living, with more on the story. Scott?
Julie, police say a body has not been found, but there was enough evidence found in that vehicle and at the couple's home to arrest the husband, Jeffrey Trevino, for homicide.
We executed a search warrant, started looking for evidence in the scene. We located enough evidence to show that a crime had been committed in the house.
At this point, police say the search for Kira Trevino Stagger continues. They have not located her yet, and they're still asking for the public's help with the case. They're not saying what evidence was found or if any surveillance video from the Mall of America, where Trevino Stagger worked, was helpful in the investigation. The missing woman's family from Wisconsin and Texas were at the mall today, hoping to find some answers.
We met a lot of wonderful people who know Kira. She's been at this mall for a very long time. I had no idea she had this many friends, and it's very heartwarming.
Trevino Stagger worked at the Mall of America for about 6 years. She is originally from the Wausau, Wisconsin area. Again, detectives urging anyone with any information that might be helpful to them to call them at the St. Paul Police Department. Julie and Randy.
All right, thank you, Scott. Well, Minnesota-based Best Buy is slashing jobs at the company's headquarters in Richfield.
Some 400 employees finding out today they're part of a serious plan to cut costs. KARE 11's Alan Costantini is live at headquarters with more on that. Alan?
Well, Julie, you know, this is the latest event in the ongoing saga of Best Buy's trials and tribulations. They've been downsizing stores and cutting some staff, and now it's time for the cuts to hit higher.
Will it be the end of it? I doubt it. I think the first and most important thing that any company that's having difficulties in is cutting expenses. That's the first step. Longer term, what they have to do is to figure out a way that they can grow their sales.
Although Best Buy is cutting 400 jobs at headquarters in Richfield, their terse announcement says they are trimming what they call management layers. This is part of CEO Herbert Jolly's plan to put the company back on top in consumer electronics. Deadline for making a takeover bid, as we've been hearing for many months, of Best Buy is this Thursday. So this should be quite a week, Randy and Julie.
Thank you, Alan.
The trailblazing CEO of Yahoo, who recently made news for returning to work just 2 weeks after giving birth, is shaking things up again. She has issued a brand new policy banning telecommuting, basically saying either work at the office or don't work here. KARE 11's Jeffrey DeMars has more on the directive some contend seems backwards.
If home is where the heart is, for some, work is wherever there's an internet connection.
At Fast Horse, there's a policy of working remotely, and we have a term for it called hot desking. And that really just means work wherever you're most productive.
Move over telecommuting. It's now called hot desking. Work where you can, when you can. Bob Ingracia's office is a room on the second floor of his home, right next to the work desk for the kids. The news.
At this hour, workers who clean retail stores throughout the Twin Cities are on strike. The employees are non-union and are contracted through 3 cleaning companies in the metro to work for businesses like Target.
Folks are out here today because over the last 2 years, workers have been organizing for better wages and working conditions. In this industry, wages have gone down over the last 10 years and workload has increased.
Employees will begin returning to work tonight. They are picketing outside the Target in downtown Minneapolis. Target says while they do not directly employ the workers, they, quote, are committed to maintaining the highest standards of ethical business practices, and we expect our vendors, they say, to do the same.
A woman who police say advertised herself as an upscale escort is being charged with prostitution. 44-year-old Laura LaPaudre allegedly worked her business out of her condo in Eden Prairie.
Hill Murray High School's head football coach, Mark Maurer, resigned today from the Catholic school in the wake of his arrest in a prostitution sting. Maurer, who is 54 years old and from Woodbury, was one of 23 people arrested Tuesday in the two-day sting at a Fridley hotel.
A bipartisan group of lawmakers is pushing a boost in spending on nursing homes and assisted living care in Minnesota. Most long-term health care centers have struggled to keep up with inflation after years of cutbacks in state and federal aid for patient care standards. 3/4 of the money would go to staff wages.
Just within the last hour, the U.S. Senate backed Chuck Hagel as Secretary of Defense. Republicans had opposed Hagel, questioning his support for Israel and suggesting he was too willing to compromise with Iran. Still ahead at 5, North Dakota, the new destination. Find out why Delta is adding flights to that area.
Plus a sniper in Syria wearing a sweatshirt from Robbinsdale.
And progress today, or lack thereof, ahead of Friday's sequester.
And 36 degrees right now in the Twin Cities. We're going to be topping out in the upper 30s for the next couple of days, and then the clouds will clear just in time for the weekend. Right now, though, 36 in the metro, 33 in Rochester, and 27 in Alexandria. We'll have weather in just a few moments.